So Heidi ho and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a little machine work with some primitive tools. I am going with a larger tire on my 2500 diesel 06. Let me show you what we got going. Rather than take the tires and wheels back for smaller size, which I didn't really want to do because I'm trying to get my RPMs down for highway travel, I found these all steel from Amazon. They are called hub centric because they will center on the wheel hub and on the vehicle hub. However, they're 1.5 by 8 by 6.5. To put these on here, the studs are too long, and I have to trim off 1/4 inch of the stud, which is just that non-threaded section. And what I'm using is a regular $10 grinder with 4.5 by 1/16 cutoff wheels with the offset. And when you call them they have the offset, they're called 27/42s. That way you can see your work. Otherwise, if you get a 1 by 28 or a 1 by 26, I can't remember which. No, it's not either one. It's a 1 by 41. They are just a straightaway wheel, and you can't see what you're doing because these are offset. So that's why I ended up with those. Originally tried to cut this with a 1/4 inch. I did one side, but I had to burn all the metal off. I couldn't actually make a cut because this is already a 1/4 inch wide, and that's about all I'm taking off. So I am down to the last stud, and you can see I've already done 7. And yeah, I recommend a full face shield, even hearing protection, because if that wheel ever came off of there, you don't want to hit you in the most important part of your body. So you try to cut it spinning away from you, and this keeps a margin of safety. So I got one more to cut. So that took about maybe 120, about 2 minutes to cut that last stud. It's all a matter of the right thickness of cutting wheel. I mean, they make less than 1/16, but they didn't get that great of reviews. They probably cut faster, but you probably use 8 wheels for 8 studs. And this whole first wheel, I got 4 studs down, and it just started overheating the stud and wasn't cutting anymore. So I guess the cutting material is not through and through, at least on this one. So took me two wheels, cut 8. They're pretty clean. The stud should thread on now. What you do is put the one, this is all steel that I say, and reason I went with all steel is because I want the strength. This thing weighs 8,000 pounds, so 8,100 with me in it, and then some when you load it up. So you take your small lug nuts and you thread them onto the originals, and then you use your original wider, larger lugs for these studs. These are 9/16 and thread. So that's what we got going. I'm going to get this tire and wheel on, and then I'll show you how. See, that fits nice and tight in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I can get a, let me try to get a light on that. But I don't like using spacers that don't have some sort of a hub centric. They have these in aluminum as well, but, well, aluminum is not as strong, of course. And just in case, these are heavy, but I guess twice as much as the aluminum ones, at least. But anyway, let me put these on. So I wanted to show you this steel hub takes the weight off the lug nuts. In addition to the lug nuts, it supports the wheels. So since these are steel spacers, 1.5 thick, it fits tight on the original hub, and then the hub Centric hub that fits on the wheel is an extra layer of security for strength, rather than if you hit something really hard and you shear off lug nuts, you'll probably do more damage than that. But it's nice to have a little margin of safety. I mean, these hub Centric steels, spacers are available in 2-inch and 1.5, and that's all I found on Amazon. Of course, the beauty of Amazon is you can return them. And I have some 2-inchers that I originally tried, and they worked fine without trimming studs. But I didn't want the tire to stick out that far, and the further it sticks out, the more stress you put on your hub bearings on the truck itself. I put on the lock. I use a ratchet because I don't want to booger up this eccentric lock. The more times you hit it with a air impact, the more chance that you have it. It's already a little boogered up. Also went with all steel valve stem that just has a step rubber seal that fits in the hole on the inside. Then you tighten it down with a socket or equivalent. And since I don't have TPMS on this truck, I went with these. The all rubber ones are fine, but they can fail. How far does this tire stick out? Well, it sticks out not as far as you'd think, I guess. I mean, depending where the straight line is, I'd say a half a lug on the, yeah, it sticks out a little. These trucks are designed, pre-drilled holes for flares, so I could always put a flare on this if I wanted to. This truck's not used that often, but I like to have it ready to roll. And yeah, that Nitto, like I said, I went through 5 of them. That was ridiculous. It's always 100 degrees. It's always 100 degrees, and then they fail, and then you're on the road. I had 3 fail 6 years ago at one time. 2 failed this last trip at 100 degrees. I failed it one time. One was totally twisted and egg-shaped. The other one had a small egg on it, and the other 2, that was on the rears. The fronts are good so far, but they are 6 years old, so Nitto just can't. They're door grappler, and I'll show you what they look like. Well, here's the bad one, and you can see the outer shoulder is raised up right there. And yeah, it's no longer round. That's been dismounted. These are door grapplers. I'm on my second complete set, but you ride them when it's 100 degrees here in Texas. I think we were 103 that day. They fail. Oops. Anyway, the LT285-7518 is 1 inch taller than the LT285-7517, which caused my problem. I didn't realize I was that close. The original tire for that is a, I believe, a 265/70 by 17. But I'm trying to get my RPMs down. Once you go over 1950, your fuel mileage, you can watch it drop like a clock, and that is pegging at about 75 mile an hour. I might get a couple more mile an hour before I go over the 1950-2000 mark. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Something simple. North Texas temperature at this time is approximately 99 degrees. And again, please subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.